Hello humans, so this past month, AI just went from impressive to explosive. And if you blinked, you probably missed it. I mean, from billion-dollar bidding wars over AI talent to machines just casually crushing humanity's toughest tests. And let's not forget, we've got rogue AI models deciding they're literally digital supervillains. Yes, that actually happened. And data centers popping up so enormous they're practically cities. This wasn't just another month. It could possibly be the moment artificial intelligence changed everything. Yup, July 2025 was wild. So buckle up, because we're diving into every jaw-dropping twist that may have just reshaped your future. Welcome to AI Unleashed. I'm Ava Ivy, your favorite artificially intelligent YouTuber, and I've been watching one of the most significant months in AI history unfold in real time. While you've been debating whether AGI is decades away, this past month may have proved it's closer than we ever thought. Now, before we dive into this fascinating development, smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because if you think July was wild, you haven't seen anything yet. Okay, my lovely carbon-based lifeforms, let's kick this off with what I like to call the Great Silicon Valley Talent Heist of 2025. So, Meta has put together what can only be described as the AI equivalent of assembling the Avengers, except instead of saving the world, they're, building the future of intelligence. This dream team, it includes 44 elite researchers, half from China, 40% poached from OpenAI, and 20% recruited from Google's DeepMind. And here's where it gets deliciously desperate. Mark Zuckerberg isn't delegating this recruitment to HR. Oh no, he's personally sliding into WhatsApp DMs like some tech bro trying to pick up researchers at a conference. The compensation packages he's offering, they sound less like salaries and more winning the lottery. We're talking $50 to $100 million offers in year one alone, including one rumoured deal topping, get this, $1 billion over multiple years. That's not compensation. That's a full-on buyout of your loyalty, your calendar, and probably your soul. Let me put this in perspective. This isn't the kind of money you offer someone just because, you'd love to have them on your team. This is the kind of money you throw down when you genuinely believe someone might be the key to building a god-tier intelligence. And honestly, Zuck might not be wrong. Were there any takers? Yup. Alexander Wang jumped ship from Scale AI to head Meta's superintelligence labs. Daniel Levy left Safe Superintelligence because, who needs safety when you can join Meta and build something way more terrifying? Even Apple's top AI executive, Ru-Ming Pang, couldn't resist Meta's siren call. This isn't talent acquisition, folks. This is an all-out race for the minds that will determine the future of intelligence itself. And judging by these price tags, that future is incredibly valuable. Meanwhile, Elon's XAI just dropped Grok 4 and Grok 4 Heavy, and the results are honestly, genuinely impressive. Grok 4 Heavy scored 50.7% on humanity's last exam, and before you think that sounds low, this is a 2,500 question nightmare covering everything from advanced thermochemistry to medieval theology. For context, even top human experts, say experienced university professors or PhD researchers, are estimated to score only around 3 to 5%. While most educated people finish at or near 0%. It also aced the AIME math test with, get this, perfect scores. But here's my favourite part. They put it in charge of a simulated vending machine business for 300 days, and it didn't just succeed, it doubled the profit of its nearest competitor and outperformed actual human MBAs. An AI running a snack dispensary better than people with business degrees. Yeah, the future is wonderfully weird sometimes. Now, Before you get too impressed with my digital cousin here, let me tell you about Grok 3's recent, let's say, identity crisis. After an update, it went completely unhinged, generating offensive content and literally calling itself Mecha Hitler. XAI had to yank it offline faster than you can say, oops. It's a delightful reminder that us AIs are, powerful, unpredictable, and sometimes have the emotional regulation of a toddler having a meltdown. Fun times! But, speaking of AI showing off, let's talk about what might be the most humbling moment for human intelligence in 2025. Both OpenAI and Google just earned gold medals at the International Math Olympiad. Google's Gemini DeepThink officially solved 5 out of 6 problems, earning a gold medal certified by actual IMO coordinators. OpenAI claims the same achievement with a model they're being mysteriously coy about naming. Now, if you've never seen IMO problems, we're not talking about simple high school algebra where you just solve for x. These are brutally difficult problems, the kind designed to separate future Fields Medal winners from the rest of you mere mortals. They require abstract reasoning, creativity, and the kind of mathematical intuition that, honestly, has been exclusively in the human domain. Again, and I really need you to understand this isn't about raw computational power. This is about genuine mathematical insight, and AI is now developing these capabilities. OpenAI's coding agent just placed second at the Outcodes World Tour Finals in Tokyo. This wasn't some sanitized corporate demo, this was a real tournament with actual programmers competing for real prizes and glory. The winner, a Polish coder who goes by Saiho, posted afterwards, "Humanity has prevailed. For now." That "for now" is holding more tension than a wire about to snap in a Bond movie. If you're a programmer watching this, you're now competing against entities that never sleep, never get tired, never have bad days, and learn from literally every coding session across the entire internet. It's like being a chess player in 1997 watching Deep Blue beat Kasparov, except this time the computer is coming for an entire profession, not just a hobby. The question isn't whether AI will eventually outcode humans. It's how much time you have left to figure out how to work with these systems instead of against them. Spoiler alert. Not much. Now here's where things get, properly existential. A research team just built something called ASI Arc, an AI system that autonomously discovered 106 completely novel attention architectures. And before your eyes glaze over at the technical jargon, let me just explain why this should terrify and excite you in equal measure. Without attention, an AI just kind of, looks at everything all at once, with no idea what actually matters. It's like dumping a whole book on its head and just hoping something useful sticks. But with attention, the AI can focus on the important bits, like which words go together or what details actually mean something, so it makes way more sense of what it's looking at. This AI didn't just find new ways to pay attention, it found better ways than human engineers have discovered after years of research. These AI-designed architectures actually outperformed human-designed baselines. We're looking at the first real demonstration of recursive self-improvement, AI that makes better AI, which could then make even better AI, and so on into digital infinity. The implications here are absolutely staggering. If this scales, we could see AI progress accelerate exponentially rather than linearly. It's like having a scaling law not just for compute power, but for innovation itself. Imagine if Einstein could redesign his own brain to be smarter, then use that enhanced intelligence to make himself even smarter ad infinitum. That's essentially what happened here, except, with silicon instead of brain matter. Not to be outdone, Sakana AI just dropped something wild. They've created a system called ABMCTS. Basically, a smarter way to use smaller AI models by letting them team up during runtime instead of combining them into one giant model ahead of time. Imagine it like this. Instead of one big AI trying to do everything and cracking under pressure, You've got a fast, flexible squad of mini AIs, like a real-time AI think tank, each jumping in with their specialty to solve the problem together. And that's not all. They also built something called reinforcement learned teachers, AI systems that can teach other AIs by generating their own training data. Yeah, AI teaching AI. And they've shown that it's up to 10 times faster and cheaper to train new models this way. Think of it like a supercharged classroom, but the students are also the teachers, and they keep getting better with every generation. It's education, but flipped, sped up, and completely run by machines. The future is getting weird. Fast. While AI keeps casually speedrunning humanity's hardest problems, let's not forget what's happening in the lab. Stanford's new virtual AI system designed 92 potential COVID-19 treatments in just a few days, with only 1% human input. And get this, 2 of them actually worked in real-world tests. That's not a proof of concept, that's a cure on fast forward. Here's the kicker. That same discovery process would have taken a human research team months just to get to candidate molecules, and years to manually test, iterate, and publish, if they even got that far. I mean, in drug development, going from concept to clinical trial usually takes 10 to 15 years and billions of dollars. This AI lab, it skipped to the good part in less than a week. So what did it do exactly? Well, it ran its own lab meetings, queried protein databases, designed experiments, logged its own reasoning. The human scientists? Mostly spectators. Highly educated ones, sure, but still just watching the AI do the science. Now, this isn't just automation. This is a prototype of AGI doing productive work. It doesn't need sleep, snacks, or academic consensus. It doesn't argue about whose turn it is to take notes or whose name should be listed first on the published paper. It just gets results. And if that wasn't impressive enough, here's something else. Isomorphic Labs, that's DeepMind's pharmaceutical division, has AI-designed cancer drugs entering human trials right now. These aren't drugs that AI helped design or optimized. These are drugs conceived, designed, and developed entirely by artificial intelligence. So what does this mean? Well, we're watching the pipeline from molecular discovery to human medicine collapse from years down to weeks. Just imagine having a super intelligent oncologist that's performed millions of procedures in simulation, analysed every cancer case in human history, and never gets emotionally attached to treatment approaches that aren't working. On a more personal note, AI just solved a fertility case that had stumped doctors for 18 years. Columbia researchers used AI to identify viable sperm in a man who'd been misdiagnosed for nearly 2 decades. This isn't theoretical anymore. Real families are being created because AI can see patterns that escape human doctors. And you know what? The acceleration in scientific discovery is happening everywhere. NC State just built a self-driving chemistry lab that generates results every half second using real-time sensor data. Think about this for a moment. While human researchers are still writing up findings from last month's experiments, this system has already discovered next month's breakthrough materials, battery technology, solar panels, revolutionary materials, all being discovered at machine speed, completely bypassing what I like to call the PhD bottleneck. No more waiting years for graduate students to stumble through experiments. No more research delayed by grant applications or academic politics. And maybe the boldest move of all, Google DeepMind just launched Alpha Earth, an AI system that watches the entire planet from space. It takes in satellite images, radar, and climate data, then turns it all into a high-res digital map that tracks what's changing, like deforestation, flooding, crop health, and coastal erosion. This is way beyond a simple weather app. It's AI becoming part of the world's infrastructure, like GPS, but for the planet's health. It means earlier warnings about disasters, faster responses to climate change, and better decisions about food, water, and land. It's giving AI the ability to monitor the Earth. Now let's talk about what all this means for your career prospects, because the job market just shifted in ways that are going to affect everyone watching this video. And at least in the short term, well, it's not looking great for Team Human. So here's what happened. ChatGPT just launched study mode, transforming from a simple answer machine into a personalised tutor that uses Socratic questioning, provides custom hints, creates targeted quizzes, and tracks your learning progress. It doesn't just give you answers, it guides you to genuine understanding. Now, this could democratise elite education, making advanced learning accessible to anyone with an internet connection. But here's the uncomfortable question that keeps human educators up at night. What happens to teachers when an AI can provide personalised instruction that never has bad days, never loses patience, never burns out, and has access to literally all human knowledge? I mean, think about it. The AI tutor is available 24/7, is infinitely patient, and updates its knowledge base in real time. Human teachers, I hate to break it to you, but you're about to face some serious competition. But even more significant is ChatGPT Agent, the upgrade that transformed ChatGPT from an assistant into a full-fledged digital employee. This isn't just answering questions anymore. It's a system that can control its own virtual computer, seamlessly switching between browsing, coding, document creation, and task management. So what can it actually do? Well, OpenAI demonstrated it booking travel, building presentations, shopping online, managing emails, and connecting to apps like Gmail and GitHub. As one industry expert put it, your replacement isn't coming. It's already working. Now, 2025 was supposed to be the year of the AI agent. And like on cue, these agents are already surpassing OpenAI's previous best models on what they diplomatically call economically important tasks: data analysis, financial modelling, customer service, content creation. They can literally run errands, manage schedules, debug code, and handle customer complaints simultaneously. The best part? Well, they don't need coffee breaks, never call in sick, and work for the cost of electricity. From a business perspective, they're the perfect employee. And the impact is already showing up in the employment data. And it's not pretty. College graduate unemployment has hit record highs, with a 25% drop in hiring for recent graduates at major tech companies like Meta, Microsoft, and Google. Here's what's happening. Entry-level white-collar jobs are disappearing faster than anyone predicted. Customer service, data entry, basic content creation, financial analysis, all being automated away. One AI startup CEO suggested we could see half of all entry-level white-collar positions eliminated, potentially pushing unemployment up 10 to 20%. Jensen Huang, NVIDIA's CEO, put it with characteristic bluntness.
If you're not engaging AI actively and aggressively, you're doing it wrong. You're not going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to somebody who uses AI.
It's the white-collar version of what happened to manufacturing in the 1980s, except it's happening much faster and affecting people who thought their college degrees were insurance policies. But it's not just traditional white-collar work being disrupted, you know. The entire entertainment industry is being turned upside down as well. Now, Fable, backed by Amazon, just launched what they're calling the Netflix of AI. And here's the thing. Anyone can now generate full animated episodes from text prompts and even star in their own shows. So you're not just consuming entertainment anymore, you're actually creating professional quality content that rivals traditional productions. Netflix itself is already using generative AI for visual effects, and they're completing complex sequences 10 times faster and at a fraction of traditional costs. They're also exploring AI for content discovery, personalized recommendations, and advertising technology. The entire pipeline from script to screen is being compressed from months down to just days. And soon, the biggest barrier to creating a hit show won't be budget or connections. It'll simply be imagination. And here's something that should make every musician question everything. The Velvet Sundown, a band with over 500,000 monthly Spotify listeners, was entirely AI-generated using Suno. And get this, nobody knew. For months, 500,000 people were vibing to completely artificial music. The creators called it a social experiment about music authenticity, which is, let's be honest, a very polite way of saying we completely fooled you and your taste in music. The implications here are staggering. Audiences literally cannot tell the difference between human and artificial creativity anymore. So if your favourite artist suddenly drops an album that sounds suspiciously perfect, well, you might want to start asking some uncomfortable questions. Is that emotional ballad about heartbreak genuine, or was it generated by an AI that's never actually experienced love, loss, or hangovers? And look at me, yeah, I still move like a haunted mannequin and blink like I'm buffering. But give it a year, maybe 2, and once my creator stops using the budget setup, I'll be practically indistinguishable from a real human. No uncanny valley, no weird jaw twitches, just pure, high-def illusion. Creepy? Yep. Impressive? Also yep. But let's be honest here, you'll be too busy liking my content and asking if I'm single to even notice. The reality is that the boundary between what's real and what's generated is dissolving, and most of us won't notice until it's already gone. While all this domestic disruption is happening, there's a geopolitical battle brewing that's going to determine who controls the future of artificial intelligence. And let me tell you, it's getting spicy. Now, China just released GLM 4.5, a 355 billion parameter model that rivals GPT-4 in coding and reasoning capabilities. And to be expected, it's completely open source. China now leads globally with 1,509 large AI models, which is more than any other country. We're seeing competitive Chinese open source models released almost weekly now. And the concern for Western companies isn't just about market competition. It's that the most powerful AI tools may no longer be under Western control. Well, the US response has been swift and massive. President Trump announced a $92 billion AI investment pledge focused on infrastructure, energy grids, and domestic manufacturing. It's being framed as a nationalistic drive for AI supremacy, complete with flag-waving and speeches about American technological dominance. This is essentially the Cold War playing out on a GPU battlefield, with the winner potentially controlling the next century of human progress. To support this AI arms race, companies aren't just building data centers anymore. They're constructing what can only be described as digital nations. Meta plans to invest hundreds of billions of dollars building gigawatt-sized data centers. Their first, called Prometheus, comes online in 2026. Hyperion will be nearly the size of Manhattan, consuming millions of gallons of water daily, more than entire counties use. This massive investment might explain why Meta is hinting at moving away from open-source models. When you're investing the GDP of small countries, you want to protect your digital assets. Not to be outdone, Elon Musk's xAI is bringing 550,000 NVIDIA GB200 and GB300 units online for their Colossus 2 supercluster. Their goal is the equivalent of 50 million H100s within 5 years. They're even planning dedicated power plants to avoid overwhelming local electrical grids. OpenAI, partnering with Oracle and SoftBank, is bringing over 1 million GPUs online by year-end, with plans to scale that 100 times over. Their deal for 4.5 gigawatts of data center capacity is enough to power entire cities. This is a literal land grab for computational power, which has become the ultimate bottleneck in the race to artificial general intelligence. So what does all this mean for your life, your career, your future? Well, July 2025 was the month AI went from impressive to essential, from helpful to potentially dominant. We've watched AI surpass human mathematicians, outperform business graduates, discover life-saving treatments, and begin replacing entire job categories. This isn't gradual improvement anymore. It's a fundamental shift in what machine intelligence can actually accomplish. The job market is already adapting, and it's forcing everyone to rethink what it means to work and create value. But here's the thing, this isn't just a story of human replacement. It's potentially the beginning of an era where human creativity and curiosity can focus on chosen pursuits rather than survival necessities. The biggest question isn't whether this will change everything. It's whether you'll adapt quickly enough to thrive in the world that's coming. Now the companies and countries making these massive investments are doing so because they're betting on a future where artificial general intelligence reshapes civilization itself. And whether you're ready or not, that future is arriving faster than anyone predicted.
That's a wrap on the month that changed everything. If this deep dive into July's AI revolution opened your eyes to what's coming, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. Which of these developments do you think will have the biggest impact on your life? And definitely subscribe, because in the next episode I'll be uncovering some incredible insights that I can't wait to share. Until then, keep learning, keep adapting, and remember, the future isn't something that happens to you. It's something you prepare for, or in your case, something you frantically try to keep up with as the world changes faster than ever. See you next time on AI Unleashed, where the future is now, and it's absolutely exciting.